My name is Grace Harsh. I'm originally from New Jersey. I did my undergrad at Tulane. And during my time in the Netherlands, I studied at Vrij University, getting my master's degree in political science with a concentration in democracy, power, and inequality.
My name is Roshan. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and I am studying in Maastricht, where I'm doing research on dementia care models and the approach for dementia care in the Netherlands.
So my name is Aditi. I'm from California, and in the Netherlands, I worked at the Netherlands Institute for Neuroscience looking at genetic markers of Alzheimer's disease and looking at markers of vulnerability and resilience specifically.
Hi, my name is Madelyn Swanson. I'm a Minnesota environmentalist, and here I am going for a Master of Political Science at the VU, or Vrij University, Amsterdam.
Man, this year abroad has taught me so much, but I would say the biggest takeaway was probably learning how to adapt to adversity and kind of going with the flow more in terms of my professional career, but also in terms of my personal life.
I would say this year abroad has taught me how to be independent. I feel way more confident being able to go and do things that I normally wouldn't have necessarily done.
I think it's taught me to stay open-minded and to stay curious. I'm constantly looking for new opportunities and new chances to meet new people. And I feel like it's really broadened my horizons in an unexpected way.
I think it's taught me to just be open and be curious about as many things as possible and not closing that part of myself off, and just really being open into all the experiences and opportunities that you get.
I think my Fulbright year has definitely exceeded any expectations I had for it. I had never been to the Netherlands before coming here, so I think everything was new and everything was amazing.
I would say it was hard at first. When I first got here, it was an adjustment, sort of figuring my way out and experiencing different things, learning new things, but through trial and error, you just kind of get used to it and you find what's comfortable for you. And with time, you kind of just fall into place and fall into your rhythm, and you end up enjoying it for what it really is.
Without the Fulbright grant, I wouldn't even be able to financially pursue this opportunity, so that's been really incredible. It's also been really nice to have a cohort of others who you know are in a similar situation and who you can connect with and explore the Netherlands with. So having just the group dynamic has really superseded my expectations.
I would say my Fulbright year has exceeded my expectations. There's way more possibilities and opportunities that I ever imagined, and living in a place really gives you the opportunity to learn about the culture and learn about the people and the way of life that you don't get when you're traveling. So Fulbright has just opened so many doors for me in terms of what I want to do in the future and exploring my opportunities.
I would say to say yes to everything you possibly can and to do as much as you possibly can.
Say yes to everything.
Just say yes. Just say yes to as many things as possible. People ask you to do things, visit places, just say yes. Just go out of your way to do them, because you might not get that opportunity again, and it's just, you never know what you can find when you just say yes.
I've connected with a lot of civil society organizations in Amsterdam, and that's been some of my favorite things ever. So just really immerse yourself in organizations and traveling, and do as much as you can while you're here.
Yeah, for incoming Fulbrighters, I would say go to every event that Fulbright hosts, do everything that you have within your university or within your research program, whatever you're doing here, make sure to soak it all in, because you're only here for 8 months to a year.
My advice for people interested in applying is to just show your genuine self in the application, who you are holistically, even outside of the research topic that you're interested in.
I would say just give it your all. I mean, revise your application as much as you can, get advice from your professors or your coworkers, your boss, whatever it may be, and have them read it. Really just rely on your community, lean on your community, and just believe that you can do great things.
I would say to be able to articulate really well why particularly you want to come to the Netherlands. The Netherlands is so unique and has so many cool, exciting cultural things and research opportunities. I would say that you really want to articulate why it has to be the Netherlands.
If you're going to apply for Fulbright Netherlands, first I'd say that make sure that it's right for you, make sure that it's right for your project, for your personality, that this is a place where you want to study, because you could go anywhere with a Fulbright, but why the Netherlands? Just make sure it aligns with you and your values and the work that you want to do.
Ooh, that's a great question. I would say my most memorable experience here in the Netherlands was hanging out with other Fulbrighters. It's really awesome to have that community. Specifically, we went to a national park outside of Arnhem, Netherlands, in the eastern side, and we went biking, and it was really funny because one of my fellow Fulbrighters ran into me on the bike, and we both fell over and got all wet.
I think my most memorable experience was sleeping in a windmill. It was near the end of the December, and I feel like it was a very Dutch experience.
I would say for me, it's the day after election day. I had class all day, and obviously I'm a political science major, so I spent the whole day answering questions and talking to my Dutch classmates, and that was a really cool cultural exchange.
I'd say my most memorable experience is definitely just riding my bike around. I live in Maastricht, where we're really close to the countryside, so every time I just go out on my bike, I'll just see the most random things, just a vineyard or a random water mill behind someone's house, and you just look at it and adore it, and you're like, damn, I can't believe I'm here. Yeah, just the little things that I feel like when you turn every corner in the Netherlands, there's just something that you wouldn't expect.
The weather was definitely interesting as someone from California used to the sun, but you know, after a while we got this beautiful spring. And then also Dutch directness was hard to adapt to at first, but you just gotta laugh it off, and then it's actually very helpful.
Definitely the weather. I had a really hard time from like November to January with all the rain and the gray. That was kind of brutal, especially coming from New Orleans. Also, the bikes. It's so cool, and I love biking, but definitely the bikers run the city, and you have to be careful of them, so those both stood out to me.
I would say that the weather here this year has been abnormal. As an environmentalist, that's definitely something that I've noticed. We've been getting a lot less rain than we normally would, apparently. And I also would say that I feel way more comfortable biking. Like, I remember when I first moved here, I was so intimidated to go biking anywhere in Amsterdam. But now that I've been here for, 8 months, it's so easy for me to bike from my house all the way up here to center and not have an issue with it.
I think at first the biking culture really shocked me. It was rather interesting how many bikes there were, and it's kind of overwhelming when you first get on your bike and hit the road, but once you get used to it, the signaling and sort of the etiquette behind riding a bike, because it's like an art, and you don't realize it once you come here, but I think that part of Dutch culture is very interesting and also very popular.
Nay.
I can say, ik ben Grace, and that's about it.
Maybe not a phrase, but my favorite word would be pindakaas, because it is peanut butter, but it translates to peanut cheese, and I just think that's funny. And there's a lot of Dutch words like that, so.
I would like to say many things, but I will keep 2 phrases, my favorite phrases. Gaan met die banaan, en tot de volgende keer.